What's up, y'all? It's Jamie the Realtor, and you have tuned into the J Files. Each week, we will share tips and advice to help prepare your mindset for home ownership. Today, I have a special guest, Sheila McMullen. She's a VP with the financial institution. Hello.
Hey, thanks for having me. How's it going?
Of course, it's going well. Today we're going to discuss budgeting, and we're going to talk about some of the things that we should be considering when it comes to purchasing a house, whether you're trying to save, just budgeting all around.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things, especially when I'm speaking with potential home buyers, that comes up a lot is budgeting and what that means. So the clearest definition, in my opinion, I can give is how much you have and how much you need, especially if it comes to terms with purchasing a home.
Right. And I feel like a lot of people just come and they be like, oh, I want this particular house. Have you looked at the purchase price, what your monthly payment would be for this type of house? We need to fully understand what you may be able to afford, but first we have to sit down and look at your finances and know what your budget looks like.
Right, and I will say that is super scary. Mm-hmm. And I'm speaking from talking to someone our age or someone in their 50s or 60s where they might have just now saved up enough money to purchase a home. Overall, when you have that conversation about the amount of money you have or the payments you're looking for, it steers a lot of people away because a lot of us don't know, and that's okay. And that's really why I have the job I have, and I love it. To be able to sit down and discuss budgeting, clearly define, and then you find a lot of things out about how you were using the money you have.
Right. I think most times people don't even realize how much money they're spending, like on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis.
Right. So you have person A where they have a fantastic job, great salary, low debt, and they don't have a savings. They don't know where their money's going. And then you might have person B that has a decent income, some debt, but they are able to tell you where everything goes and how much they have in savings. And it's really all about the practice of knowing the money that you have. And I think it's important that we share that because ultimately, in my opinion, anyone can become a first-time home buyer. It just takes a little work, but you can get there.
So how do you start budgeting? Like, what does that look like? What's the first things you look at?
So, like my budgeting, or like if I'm trying to give advice about budgeting?
If you are advising someone about budgeting.
Okay, so the first thing I would tell any potential client is first, hey, we're going to ask a lot of questions, and don't be alarmed. We are going to get really into your business, and that's so that we all can understand everything we have in front of us. Then we do a breakdown. How much income do you have? And that's including any overtime, any side businesses, child support, anything that comes in monthly consistently. That's going to be your income.
Okay.
The next is, what are your intangibles? So you've got bills that are never going to change, which is going to normally be like your rent, and JEA might go up and down. Car insurance, cell phone bill, groceries. Mm-hmm. Then you're gonna have that last section that's a plethora of different things. You like to shop, you like to eat out, you like expensive electronics, jewelry, etc.
Right, I like my juicy crab.
Okay, right. Yeah. So we then just do math and add and subtract to get your bottom line. From that, we'll go and look and see, is there anything that we can adjust? And when we say adjust, I want to be clear that realistically, you should not be trying to brown paper bag every day if you've never done that before.
Of course.
That's just not reasonable. It's a struggle. Some people don't have the time afforded to make lunch every day. And we get that, especially in the world we're living today. So I would chop away things that when we show it to you, you don't really need. So if you look and you're like, okay, it looks like I've got a gym membership and I never go.
Okay.
Can I cut away $10 a month and maybe put that in a savings? Or can I put that towards something else? Because within that, you still have your debt, right? Okay, So then we allow you to make the game plan because I'm your coach and I want to make sure that everything you do is in line with your vision. I don't want to force you to do something because most times when you force someone, it doesn't get done.
Exactly.
So then we take what you've decided that you're going to cut and we kind of track it, I would say 1 to 3 months. And then we'll come back and then let's look. So all of that money that you allocated away from those things you didn't need, they're in savings. And then at that point, you've created a habit and you kind of see, wow, I was able to save $300 in 3 months.
Yeah. Now
do the same thing. Chop away at the list of things that you really don't need. Now, you don't have to completely go cold turkey. You can go from $150 electronic spending limit to maybe $75. So now that's an additional $75 that saves away.
Right.
Now this can go much faster if you're in a 2-family home where you have a spouse or someone that's helping to contribute to the mortgage, because now both of you guys are saving money. And the next thing you know, you've gotten what you need.
Yeah. Okay. So first, making realistic goals that are actually specific and attainable.
Right.
Because you don't want to put yourself on a plan to where you're making these unrealistic goals, and at the end of your goal, you're not where you want to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because then you're gonna feel like, oh, why did I do this? It wasn't worth it. I could have just been doing what I'm doing, and you know.
But you also have to hold yourself accountable. A lot of people say they want to buy a house, they want to buy a car, they want to do this and they want to do that, but your behaviors aren't showing any of that.
Right.
So
right. And I know for a fact that a lot of our learned behaviors, especially in certain demographics, someone didn't teach them.
Right.
They don't know how to save. My mom didn't teach me how to save.
Right.
When I was 19 and I knew that I was tired of taking the bus, I had a good job. I didn't have too much overhead. I lived with my mom. So I was able to save money up and learn these things. You know, research, go online, check and verify what it takes to get a vehicle, how much I needed to save, including insurance. And I saved up money within 6 months and I got my first car. And the first thing I do when someone comes in is I share that story, because just because I have this title doesn't mean I know everything. Like, I still feel like I should have more savings than I do. And
we all do.
Right. So, it's just, you just want to make sure you know that even though someone didn't teach you, it doesn't mean it's too late to create those good habits. Because once you got it down, you're going to do that with every single goal you have. So then you'll get the house, you'll get the truck you want, you'll get the boat, whatever it is. You want to go on that trip to Greece, whatever it is. If you can create a habit of saving and stick to it, once you get that first reward, you're going to be more motivated to create it. And, you know, it just becomes like clockwork.